यमुनातीरवनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा जी।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Archana. Welcome all dear devotees for yet another session on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1. And today we'll be going through Shloka number 3. And today's speaker, I would like to introduce because for this forum, he is speaking first time. So, Prabhu's Simhadwar Das Prabhu. Prabhu is Brahmanically initiated. He has given me the initiation year 2007, and he's been blessed by spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Currently, Prabhu is serving in ISKCON NVCC, Pune. So, Prabhu, I welcome with. We request everybody to chant one time the Mahamantra and welcome Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
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 Rama Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Over to you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
You can check whether you can share your screen. I have made you co-host.
Yes, I had checked, Mataji. I can do that.
Thank you. Yeah. Over to you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very grateful to be here and serve all exalted devotees. Hare Krishna. So we'll just do quickly 1 minute kirtan. Everybody will sing together maybe, and then we'll start. So Mataji, we read the slokas and devotees read the translation. That's correct?
What we do is, Prabhu, the practice is the speaker will read 2 lines, and whoever
Sloka.
wants to opt,
Yeah, they will
they
repeat.
will repeat. They will repeat after you, and then we do the translation. And it's up to you. If the purport is huge and you feel that you want to consolidate, it's fine.
No problem.
If you say that you want to read, so there are devotees who want to, read para by para. Yeah, all up to you.
Yes, thank you so much. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhagavate Srimati Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhagavani Pracharya Vishnu Srimati Vaishnava Rani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasudeva Prabhu. Sorry, so we'll do kirtan for now 2 minutes and start. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody can be together, we can sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्णा
Hare,
हरे
Hare,
हरे हरे
Hare
राम
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
हरे
Ram
हरे
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva, Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Prabhupadai 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 Srila Prabhupada Saranam Sankirtan ki Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
So I'll share the screen. We'll first go with the sloka and then translation. So as Mataji instructed, we'll have first two lines and everybody is repeating. It's not everyone, correct? Somebody can repeat.
Yeah, whoever
Specifically.
wants to,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
yeah,
will
okay. Nigam kalpataro galita phalam sukha mukha amrutam dravas samyutam. Somebody can repeat?
निकम्मकल्पतरुर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रव्य संयुतम्
Bad bhagavat rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. Somebody can
पिबत
repeat?
भागवत रसमालयम् मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः.
One more
Do you
time,
hear?
can.
Yeah.
Nigamakalpatarurgalitam phalam Shukhamukha amruta dravasamyutam Bipata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha.
Maybe one more time we can do. Somebody can repeat, please.
May I do, Prabhuji?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
please.
Archana, go ahead.
Please, Mata.
Archana,
Please,
go
Mata.
ahead.
कल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखातमृतद्रवसंयुतं बिबत भागवतं रसमालयम् मुकुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. हरे
Thank you so
कृष्णा
much.
प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्णा माता.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mata. Hare Krishna. So we'll go ahead with what word meaning? Nigama, the Vedic literature. Kalpataro, the desired tree. Galitam, fully matured. Phalam, fruit. Sukha, Srila Sukhadev Goswami, the original speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mukhat, from the lips of. Amruta, nectar. Drava, semi-solid and soft and therefore easily soluble. Samyutam, perfect in all respect. Pibata, do relish it. Bhagavatam, the book dealing in a science of eternal relationship with Lord. Rasam, the juice, that which is relishable. Alayam, until liberation or even in liberated condition. Moho, always. Aho, oh. Rasikaha, those who are full in knowledge of melodies. Bhuvi, on the earth. Bhavukaha, the expert and thoughtful. Hare Krishna. The translation by His Divine Grace is Sivaktam Swami Srila Prabhupada.
We can ask somebody to read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, somebody can please.
Vrishvanu Mataji, raising hand, you can read the translation, and Devale Mataji, you can read the purport. One para.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji and Prabhuji. O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fault of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of the Sri Sukdev Goswami, and therefore this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Hare Krishna.
Devale Mataji, you can read one para.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
purport by His Divine Grace Shri Prabhupada ki jai. In the two previous shlokas, it has been definitely proved that the Srimad Bhagavatam is a sublime literature which surpasses all other Vedic scriptures due to its transcendental qualities. It is transcendental to all mundane activities and mundane knowledge. In this shloka, it is stated that Srimad Bhagavatam is not only a superior literature, but it is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. In other words, it is the cream of all Vedic knowledge. Considering all this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect and attention, one should receive the message and lessons imparted by the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Divedisai Mataji, you can continue. Next para.
The Vedas are compared to the desired tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realizations. The Vedas contain regulative principles of knowledge covering social, political, religious, economic, military, medicinal, chemical, physical, and metaphysical subjects matter and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Above and beyond all these are specific directions for spiritual realization. Regulative knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform, and the highest spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual tastes or rasas. Hare Krishna Mata.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, we'll read remaining later. We'll just discuss on two.
Sure, Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So, Sindhu Mataji, you will be the next, and after that, Sudha Mataji, you will be the next.
Hare Krishna.
Say
Pranam,
prayer for one
Mataji.
minute. Later. We'll first discuss two and then we'll go ahead. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Guru Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Ramayam Tadati Sampanam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Rupa Padakaram Kamanam Sri Guru Vaishnavaisha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahaganadamatam Tam Sadvaitam Savadvitam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahaganata Sri Vishakha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisheshi Shunyavadi Pashati Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna. So I welcome everyone for today's session. Am I audible, Mataji, correctly?
Yes, Prabhu, you're audible.
Yeah. So it's a very, very wonderful sloka. So can somebody just share 1 or 2 points from the previous sloka, if somebody remembers? 1 or 2, just to get link with you all. With 1 minute, we'll just revise. Somebody remembers the point, anything he remembers from previous one.
Yes, Shobhit.
Yes, Madam, please go ahead.
Yeah, this actually, I think this verse is talking about the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's the most sweetest literature, most sublime literature, which is exceeding all the other Vedic scriptures because due to its transcendental qualities. And especially it's emanated from the lips of Sri Shukadeva Goswami. It has become even more tasteful and, it's readable for all, including the including the advanced liberated souls they are telling. It's a cream of all the Vedic knowledge.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yeah, somebody else? 1 more point?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Beside this? Yes, Madam.
Right. You asked for the previous shlokas, right?
Yeah, the previous 2.
Yeah, so in the first shloka, it was mentioned that, it is the Krishna is like the highest achievable Lord. He is the Prema Martho Mahan. So the highest Prema. It is Krishna's Prema is the highest, and only a sincere reader only can understand the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam reveals only to the sincere devotees who are, reading it and hearing it submissively with great attention in that mode. and they have to admire and relish it and approach it with respect. So that submissive spirit has to be there. And also, Srimad Bhagavatam has the ability to reciprocate if we are submissively hearing it and accepting all the words. So it has that ability to, answer all our questions, whatever we have. And actually, this world is full of illusion. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the literature which removes our illusion, which removes us from the attachment of this material world. Also, the meaning of each word. So I'll just go and take it in short. So yatracha. Yatracha means it is a spontaneous and independent. Like the Lord, the bhakti is independent. I mean, we don't have any because of some piety or because of some sukruti that we do bhakti. Bhakti, Lord is independent. So because of His will, only we can do the devotional service. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Wonderful,
Hare
so nice. Very nice to see you all sincere devotees already. So you just try to serve you all the way. So very wonderful. So this particular Bhagavatam is very special, as Prabhupada said, and it has to be learned very systematically, not going to a 10th canto, as Prabhupada always said. So it's ripened fruit, correct? There are a lot of other literature. So but then Prabhupada mentioned here, what is required? It's a cream of all Vedic knowledge. So when you read Prabhupada are so amazing. When you read Bhagavatam, Prabhupada says Bhagavatam is a Krishna himself. And Prabhupada means that. So when you read Prabhupada purport, you can see that presence of Lord is so clear, so delicious. But what is required? You require to be patient and submissive. That is very important. Now, the second para is very important. So, Prabhupada mentioned about Vedas, and it covers a lot of other things: social, political, religious, economic, military, medicinal, chemical, physical, metaphysical, and all those things. So, Vedas has everything what is required for humanity. Correct? But majority of people will be interested into all these basic things. Correct? Artha, dharma, artha, kam, moksha. So all these four things are the basic thing people can go highest. So the different scriptures on a different level. As we said, knowledge, we can take it on a bodily level. Correct? That's the first level people perceive knowledge. So all these sciences, what Prabhupada is talking about, it is mainly on a physical level, which you can see. Everybody agrees to that? Correct? So I'm a professor in chemical engineering. So what science teaches, it is mainly on a physical level. Yes. Now, if you look at the background, why the first universities came, they came to study a material science so that we can appreciate Lord. Yes. So how many knows this point? All the big universities, they came in existence. Why it came? So that you can appreciate Lord, started by the churches. All the Stanford, all the big universities, they're all came. So let's say you take an atom or you take a particular, just take a earth and the sun moving. This is a natural phenomena, correct? But when you understand the complexities, what is the weight of earth, what is the weight of sun, what is the distance, and how exactly it is maintained, correct? When you understand, you say, wow, amazing. So when you understand the complexity, you understand, wow, this is so wonderful. If I just want to take a ball, so in this Ganpati festival, you would have seen people make that scene where the ball is floated on water. Anybody has seen this particular scene in Ganesh festival or any thing? So you want to float a ball on a jet of water. How long it can go? It can just go for maybe 5-10 minutes. It comes down. You have to again set it back. You go to a satellite. How long it can go? Just to set one satellite, you take hundreds of thousands of scientists like NASA. We have now launched so many projects. So there's a huge team of scientists who are there to just set one satellite. And that would be weight maybe around few kgs. Now just Chandrayaan is weighing around 300 kg. Correct? When you see, just to say this and get it around, it takes so much of systematic efforts. Correct? And that too, it goes for 10 years maximum. Then you have to either get it back or send something else to get it moving. You can't have something going eternally. But when you see that Earth, such a huge, a human cannot even imagine getting something in space like a weight of Earth, few million kgs. Same with the, and we are making it revolve around the sun. So Vedic cosmology says different, but at least just said what we know, it is very, very huge task. Correct? You agree? So this, when you appreciate the nature, you'll be able to appreciate nature better. Yeah. Devotees can just put in chat box if you agree with this point. The science has, the main purpose of science is to appreciate the creation and appreciating the Lord behind. Wonderful. Thank you. So that is amazing point, correct? So the whole thing is there, but that is not a purpose. That is a starting point. You study the what has happened. Science, the whole purpose of this, what has happened? Now scientists are trying to disprove that God does not exist. The whole purpose was to realize and appreciate the nature and appreciate the Lord, because when you say a creation, you have to agree that there is a creator. It cannot exist. Not even a chapati can come without a creator, or to speak of the whole cosmic manifestation, correct? So this Ravana Swami Maharaj has a wonderful lecture on chapati lecture. He explained the whole flow, how the chapati comes, what industries goes behind making the chapati. So even a simple thing like chapati, it required a whole set, or to speak of a whole cosmic manifestation. Right? And then Prabhupada said this is on a level of body, where intellectual will go to a level of mind, where you are trying to analyze it, understand it. So the pleasure based on the body will be very fickle. You have gulab jam today, and then the same gulab jam turn into the waste tomorrow. So no more. The pleasure is you again become hungry. It's a very flickery. Pleasure is there, obviously, but the flicker is very. Next day, like initially we used to go outside to clear our stomach, so it become a feast for hogs. Now we don't go outside. So that is once today's pleasure is going to become pale and somebody else's pleasure. That's the first level. Second level is the music. Correct? The musical guys, those who know, they are very, the musical guys are very happy, correct? They're always dancing. It's ecstasy. But that pleasure goes little higher. Agree? The pleasure on a mind level, you have a song and then you like that song and it can go for at least a week. Correct? But it's a limitation, only a week or two. Any famous song you take, you don't sing the song which you were singing 20 years back now, because it become pain. Correct? 1 week. So we don't see up movies or the things. Those who do any song, it stays on a top for a week or maybe for a month or two. That's it. It become pain after that. So there's a limitation on how much pleasure you can get on that level. The second level is intellectual level. Correct? The scientists, like we have been to moon, so that scientific pleasure, that's a pleasure, correct? If you know scientists can work day in, day out, we'll see, this guy, how he can work. Somebody is so passionate for the Chandrayaan. People are working for last 10 years. So much of, because they derive some pleasure. They get that kick, oh, I'm getting this result. And that goes for longer time. Correct? That goes for a little longer time. People can release it for a year. So that what comes until, that's an intellectual pleasure. Correct? Scientists work on intellectual pleasure. So we talk about body, mind, intellect. That's the higher pleasure. Correct? Though the scientist, this guy does not eat regularly, no sleep, but still he is able to retain, he is able to push up. Why? Because the pleasure is there. And the last level comes is the soul. Correct? That's a real pleasure. So I am telling you this because the other scriptures, the Vedas, describe a lot of things, but they satisfy the level of body, mind, soul, mind, intelligence. And the last level, that is metaphysics, is mind and intelligence. And but then beyond all these things, we have spiritual realization. Very, very important. We have seen, like, if you take any game, cricket. So in the top batsman, they do fraud. They take bribe to lose the match because they get a pleasure. The pleasure is there, maybe on base of mind, because the pride is more. This next level of intelligence is pride, correct? The false ego, but then that is also has a limitation, that the cricketer, the politician, they just keep pushing it because people appreciate, people glorifies them. That's the ego. But then that is also a limited pleasure. It cannot give you a highest pleasure. Correct? We have seen previous 1998, the big, very, very famous cricket star, they went into bribe, cheating their team, because that can give a pleasure up to particular limit. Prabhupada says the highest pleasure is beyond all this, we have a spiritual realization that can really give you a pleasure which can push you for lifelong. Correct? I am very sure. So, compared to all Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam sits at top, which gives you the highest pleasure. Highest pleasure, a pleasure on the basis of soul. Correct? Everybody agrees with this 4 level, and we are trying to go to a last level. You can please put up show thumb
Yes.
in the chat. I know. So let's get involved. So just I am speaking. So you can just give a thumb in chat box. I know that you are getting this point. So it's very, very wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is very, very wonderful point that we are trying. So you should be very, very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada has given a scripture which is the highest. That's why Prabhupada mentioned the Kaitava Dharma. I'll tell you one story. One saint, he went to Himalayas, he did a tapacharya and came back after 2 years. And villagers were so happy that, oh, we got a saint and he's come back. So one elderly villagers asked him, sir, what did you get after 2 years of tapacharya? So he said, I got siddhis. What was the siddhi he had? He said, I can walk on water. So this guy, he collected everybody, and in front of everybody's eyes, this guy walked on water. Everybody said, wow, amazing, amazing, wonderful accomplishment. So the elderly man, he said, sir, what you got? Prabhupada says this. He has got something which is 25 paisa worth. So you say, what? I spent 2 years and you are saying it's 25 paisa worth? So I can cross the river with 25 paisa. And you got a siddhi, you can save that 25 paisa. So the whole purpose is not just to get siddhi to impress people. So it is very important. So that's why we have a lot of things going around the world. And when you see on a superficial level, it things, they are very important. But finally, that relationship, that pleasure which is there on an individual person level, that is very, very important. We have seen when Srila Prabhupada went to US. What was it? Everybody has seen that movie, Dhammaro Dham, Bolu Sudhi Shama, Krishna Hare Ram. That was a hippie culture. They made that movie based on this. So they were all fully drenched into the material sense enjoyment. I use the word drench, fully absorbed. When Prabhupada went, he saw that these guys are very sincerely trying to seek the pleasure. But the problem is, they are seeking at a wrong place. Very good example. If you have a honey bottle and the honey is there inside and you are leaking it outside. Now, how long you can leak it and you will get a taste of real honey. So you take this bottle to US, to Russia, to UK, to India, anywhere, on the moon, anywhere you take it and you try what you're doing the same process of leaking it outside. You will not get the pleasure because the honey is there inside. You have to open the bottle and actually go inside and take out the honey. So Srila Prabhupada realized that these guys are very sincerely trying to get pleasure because they are super rich. In India, if you look at the next generation, they will be super rich. Everything is there. They have the house, they have the car, they have everything. The whole enough sufficient money is there which can take care of the whole life. And they don't have a need to earn. Many of us, we had nothing. Parents were very, very poor, and there's a need, a very necessity that you learn properly and then come to a level where you can earn and support your family. Correct? How many are there like this? Those who have made their life themselves? Can I just see the thumb? I am sure many would be there who made it the very small support from their family, and they are the one who made it. There was a need. There was a need that one should study, do a business, whatever, so that you have to create an empire. You have to support your own family. Can I see something? Chat box, you can just write. I'm sure few will be there. So in the US, they are super rich, that level. So when there's no need, they would obviously look for, I want to enjoy now. Correct? Now, what is the enjoyment? Media says the enjoyment is there in eating, sleeping, mating. Correct? The liquor, the sex, the drugs. This has, they said, okay, this is the where the media says pleasure is, so let's try to enjoy it fully. So if you look at Americans, their body is at least, I'll say 50 times stronger than Indian. You see an American, you just shake hand, you can see. The example is given, Russia and US. There is an Indian wine, it's called as vodka. So if you have 150 ml of vodka, not even 10 ml of vodka, the Indian guy will sleep. Correct? Now the American, he can have the full vodka, 300 ml bottle, but still he can be intact. That's the strength they have. Correct? So there's amazing strength. The atmosphere is free. This is Gaurav Prabhu says, Indians are like a dog which are binded up, and Americans the dogs which are free. So the free dog with free atmosphere with a lot of strength, and still with that they're trying to leaking the honey outside the bottle, not able to get the pleasure. They get a pleasure but not the joy. Correct? The bliss. So Srila Prabhupada said, okay, let's try this. You tried a lot of things, let's try this. So when they tried this chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's where they opened the bottle. Are you able to get this example? Initially they were leaking. They opened the bottle and they tasted the honey inside. They got a pleasure which is much, much higher. You cannot imagine the pleasure of actual honey to a pleasure of leaking the bottle outside. Correct? I hope everybody agrees with this. So that you can imagine materially also. The pleasure of leaking the actual honey is much, much higher. And compared to that, the leaking bottle outside would be very, very dry. Agree? I hope everybody is able to relate to that example. The pleasure which you get was much, much higher that they left everything. It is very, very difficult. If you have somebody who is addicted to liquor or smoking, it is very, very difficult to give it up. I'll just quickly share one example and then we'll go ahead. We have 3-4 paragraphs. Okay. So I think we'll go ahead. Yes, Mataji. So we have seen the spiritual platform is a platform where actually gives you happiness, which can really satisfy you, nothing else. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very special. Yeah, please, somebody can go ahead with the third para.
Sindhu Mataji, you can read the third para, every living entity from there.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
Mataji, sure.
So you have two more, yeah.
Pranam, sir. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Every living entity, beginning from Brahma, the first-born living being within the material world, down to the insignificant ant, desires to relish some sort of taste derived from sense perceptions. These sensual pleasures are technically called rasas. Such rasas are of different varieties. In the revealed scriptures, the following 12 varieties of rasas are enumerated. Number 1, Raudra, anger. 2 Adbhuta wonder, 3 Shringara conjugal love, 4 Hasya comedy, 5 jewelry, 6 Daya mercy, 7th Dasya servitorship, 8 Sakya fraternity, 9th Bhayanaka horror, 10 Bibhatsa shock, 11 Shanta neutrality, 12 Vatsalya parenthood. The
Please
sum
go to next one.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hare
I
Krishna,
will
thank you.
ask Sudha Mataji to read next para, the sum total of all. Sudha Mataji.
Yes, Mata. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji Pranams. The sum total of all these rasas is called affection or love. Primarily, such signs of love are manifested in adoration, service, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love. And when these five are absent, love is present indirectly in anger, wonder, comedy, chivalry, fear, shock, and so on. For example, when a man is in love with a woman, the rasa is called conjugal love. But when such love affairs are disturbed, there may be wonder, anger, shock, or even horror. Sometimes love affairs between two persons culminate in ghastly murder scenes. Such rasas are displayed between man and between animal and animal. There is no possibility of an exchange or rasa between a man and an animal or between a man and any other species of living beings within the material world. The rasas are exchanged between members of the same species. But as far as the spirit souls are concerned, they are one qualitatively with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the rasas were originally exchanged between the spiritual living being and the spiritual whole, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The spiritual exchange or rasa is fully exhibited in the spiritual existence between living beings and the Supreme Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Wonderful, wonderful. Such a
Prabhu,
wonderful point. Yeah, we'll read
we'll,
next.
we'll explain
Okay.
now, right?
Yeah, yes. So wonderful. Everybody is such a see everything in 2 paragraph. Prabhupada has put up very, very wonderful, very important point. Correct? You can see the different rasa. People goes to movie just to experience this rasa. People pay money to experience horror. Correct? That is a rasa. So if you say children, they will be frightened when they think of horror, but people want to realize that's a rasa when we feel frightened. Correct? And so it's very sure about this different rasas we have. So people want to experience different variety. Correct? So human being, they want a variety. So any activity you take, people are doing anything you do regularly, it is not sufficient. People want to have a different. So when you work in a team also, you don't want to do the same type of thing. You want a different thing. You want to experience some different thing. Correct? So very, very important. Prabhupada talks about when these 5 rasas are absent: service, friendship, parental affection, conjugal love, adoration. So these 5 are the basic rasa. When it is not present, then all other are reflected rasas which comes into picture. Correct? Prabhupada gives a very wonderful example about a man in love with woman. When rasa is not satisfied, when there is no love, then everything comes in picture. There's anger, there's a shock, there's a horror, everything you realize. Correct? In family life, we are very much experienced with this. We know that when the anger comes, the horror comes, everything comes. Correct? So when this particular rasa is absent, the whole everything comes. That is required. So in devotional service, we experience all the rasas in connection with Krishna. Then that is perfect. As we know, Bhishmadev, he was in a Veer rasa with Lord. So he experienced that, correct? On you know that famous episode where Krishna has to take the weapon to satisfy that rasa of Bhishmadev. Correct? He was in Virya rasa. So that is the perfection. But there is no Lord, then the same rasa will make you dissatisfied. All the problem. That's why Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. This is the key where whole world can stay peacefully. Why? Because that will help you to get a relation with Krishna and all the problems in the world. You say there is Bhrishtachar. The problem is people are so much low is there. They want to collect. we say so much of crime with ladies, it's all because that lust is there. So everything you see, the origin is all 6 type of anarthas, which is in everybody's heart. So Prabhupada says chanting Hare Krishna is the solution because it work on the wrong rasas. It will connect you to Lord. So when the Lord come, recently we have Vishwarup Prabhu. So he said when the Lord comes in heart, what happens? He doesn't sit idly. Lord is very active. If you invite him, he will not sit idle. What he do? He will do cleaning. He will clean all the bad qualities within the heart. So what we do when you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. With our efforts, we clean our heart. We invite Lord, please come, engage in service. And when Lord comes, what he does? He does the remaining thing. You take a first step. Lord say you take a first step, I'll take 1,000 steps. So the first step is where you are trying to invite him. But when you want to invite, you have to do a basic cleaning, correct? You can't invite a Lord in a dirty place. So you do a basic cleaning where Lord comes to your heart and then remaining cleaning he will manage. Correct? Whatever is kachara is pending from millions of years, he is an expert person who can help us. So very, very important that what you are doing, we are trying to have a relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's very important. Just you click one example, how it happens. So you take any example. Those were there previously, I would have given this example. Let's say today is my birthday. Sorry, so tomorrow your birthday, and then we had a party. Correct? You invite everybody, and you said that you just go on eating. No need to worry about the bill. I'll pay for it. Correct? Good. So we have every ISKCON temple as a Govinda restaurant. You go to Govinda. Recently we had one party, and then you make a list of items. I say you just imagine what you can eat. How many items list you can make? Anybody? If there's a free party, no tension, and you can fast and make a list of items. Anybody? How many items you like? Maybe around 50? Should be okay? Or more? Every restaurant, at least they have 50 items, correct? So you make a list of everything and you order everything and everything has come. So now when everything has come, what you see, wow, what a day. I have fasted from then. Yes, we had Haridas Thakur disappearing yesterday, so people have fasted, chanted 192 rounds, and now next day is the feasting. So everybody sits and you say Mahaprasadam ki jai and you start. What happened? You are releasing. How many you can eat? 1, 2, 5, 10. I hope you realize you have so much of order and you eat 10 and you say, Prabhuji, this is done. But you have order 50. When you listed down, you listed 50. And you end up, if somebody forces you say, I'll pay the bill, but please let me go. So, because there's a limitation of a body. Are you able to get this point? Very, very important. Initially, when you made a list of things, you want to eat all 50, thoda. That's why 56 bhogas is only for Jagannath. Jagannath can eat 56, he can eat 500. But for a human being, for us, we can have only small portion. So that's the nature of this material world. You have unlimited desire, but the body has a very small capacity to enjoy. That's why anywhere you enjoy here, in India, in US, you go on moon, people wanting to go to moon to enjoy. Because they say it's all polluted here, let me go to moon. You know, there are people, Indians especially, they are selling a flat on moon with one-way ticket. And people are there who are buying it. So it's we have a limitation. Why the limitation? Because body has a limitation. Same thing, it is applicable to sleep. If you sleep more than 8 hours every day, you will get disease. So body is not meant for sleep, though we want to sleep for 20 hours a day. You cannot sleep. If you sleep, you will have a problem. Same with the physical relationship. The pigeon can have sex 70 times a day. Human being will die in 10 days. We try to imitate. Because the limitation of body, though we want to do it, so any affair we do on a bodily basis, it is going to have a frustration in the end. The Prabhupada said, what we do, the second line, the rasas are originally exchanged between the spiritual living being and a spiritual whole. So if you just imagine, One side is a spiritual living being, there is no limitation. Another side, which is spiritual whole, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, where is a reservoir of pleasure. So that is the exact combination. Where receiving end, there is no limitation, and drawing end, there is no limitation. So there, that's why when you chant, when you spiritual way, you get a pleasure which is much, much higher than otherwise very difficult to give up anything materially. Correct? Thank you, please. So please go ahead with next 3.
Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can read.
Hare
Then,
Krishna.
Yeah, I think we can now complete reading and then we'll discuss. Yes,
yeah,
Prabhu,
sure.
please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhu,
please
you
go ahead. Thank you.
wait, Prabhu.
Yeah. Starting with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah.
Shall I read Mataji?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. There's 2 small paras. You read 2 small
Yeah.
paras.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Mataji, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is therefore described in the Shruti mantras, Vedic hymns, as the fountainhead of all rasas. When one associates with the Supreme Lord and exchanges one's constitutional rasa with the Lord, then the living being is actually happy. These Shruti mantras indicate that every living being has its constitutional position, which is endowed with a particular type of rasa to be exchanged with the personality of Godhead. In the liberated condition only, this primary rasa is experienced in full. In the material existence, the rasa is experienced in the perverted form, which is temporary, and thus the rasas of the material world are exhibited in the material form of Raudra, anger, and so on. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranam.
Mamita Mataji, you can continue. Therefore, one who attains.
Pranams Mataji, Hare Krishna. Therefore, one who attains full knowledge of these different rasas, which are the basic principles of activities, can understand the false representations of the original rasas, which are reflected in the material world. The learned scholar seeks to relish the real rasa in the spiritual form. In the beginning, he desires to become one with the Supreme. Thus, less intelligent transcendentalists cannot go beyond this conception of becoming one with the spirit whole, without knowing of the different rasa. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, Archana, you can read in this shloka.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. In this shloka, it is definitely stated that spiritual rasa, which is relished even in the liberated stage, can be experienced in the literature of Srimad Bhagavatam due to its being the ripened fruit of all Vedic knowledge. By submissively hearing this transcendental literature, one can attain the full pleasure of his heart's desire. But one must be very careful to hear the message from the right source. Srimad Bhagavatam is exactly received from the right source. It was bought by Narada Muni from the spiritual world and given to his disciple Sri Vyasadeva. The latter in turn delivered the message to his son Srila Sukadev Goswami, and Srila Sukadev Goswami delivered the message to Maharaja Parikshit just 7 days before the king's death. Srila Sukadev Goswami was a liberated soul from his very birth. He was liberated even in the womb of his mother, and he did not undergo any sort of spiritual training after his birth. At birth, no one is qualified, neither in the mundane nor in the spiritual sense. But Srila Sukadev Goswami, due to his being a perfectly liberated soul, did not have to undergo an evolutionary process for spiritual realization. Yet, despite his being a completely liberated person situated in the transcendental position above the 3 material modes, he is of
He was attracted.
He was attracted. I didn't get it. He was liberated even though he was attracted to the transcendental rasa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is adored by the liberated souls who sing Vedic hymns. The Supreme Lord's pastimes are more attractive to liberated soul than to a mundane people. He is of necessity not impersonal, because it is only possible to carry on transcendental rasa with a person. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Madhavi, you want to read? Madhavi, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji.
Please go ahead.
Mataji, from here, the subject matter,
Yes.
I'm not able
Yes.
The subject matter.
The subject matter is so presented through the lips of Srila Sukdeva Goswami that any sincere listener that hears submissively can at once relish transcendental tastes of which are distinct from the perverted tastes of the material world. The ripened fruit is not dropped all of a sudden from the highest planet of Krishna Loka. Rather, it has come down carefully through the chain of disciplinic succession without change or disturbance. Foolish people who are not in the transcendental disciplinic succession commit great blunders by trying to understand the highest transcendental rasa, known as the rasa dance, without following in the footsteps of Sukadeva Goswami, who presents this fruit very carefully by stages of sorry, I'm sorry, I lost the track. uh, I think it has gone little up.
Oh, sorry, Madhavi. Oh, you're reading from here. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you're reading your own thing. Yeah, so there will be yeah, this one, correct?
I think it's down.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very carefully. Okay. Yeah, by the stages of transcendental realization, one should be intelligent enough to know the position of Srimad Bhagavatam by considering personalities like Sukdev Goswami, who deals with the subject so carefully. This process of disciplinic succession of Bhagavata school suggests that in the future also Srimad Bhagavatam has to be understood from a person who is factually a representative of Srila Sukdev Goswami, a professional man who makes a business out of reciting the Bhagavatam illegally is certainly not a representative of Sukdev Goswami. Such a man's business is only to earn his livelihood. Therefore, one should refrain from hearing the lectures of such professional men. Such men usually go to the most confidential part of the literature without undergoing the gradual process of understanding this grave subject. They usually plunge into the subject matter of the rasa dance, which is misunderstood by the foolish class of men. Some of them take this to be immortal, while others try to cover it up by their own stupid interpretation. They have no desire to follow in the footsteps of Srila Sukadev Goswami.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So wonderful. So Prabhupada is
Hare
making very
Krishna.
wonderful. Yeah, we'll stop it here. Ready? Same thing. So Prabhupada has mentioned that it is very important to take it from a Guru Shishya Parampara. So he said the fruits has not just fall like the apple fall, correct? It has come from in a disciplic succession. So it is very, very important from whom we hear it. Yes. So Prabhupada mentioned there are a lot of Bhagavad Kathakar who earn their livelihood. Yes, if you know, initially the two things were free in Vedic time. There was food and shiksha. Correct? So this was free. Now if the teacher take a salary, nobody would take a salary, correct? The Gurukul system is nobody will take a salary. Whatever is given as a donation, he would take and sustain his life. Correct? So then the teacher can give what is important. It may be bitter, but he will not give something which. So now what has happened? So many people, those who not come in discipline section, what they do? They give things in a way that the audience will give more donation. Yes. If you know, it's very, very unfortunate. Even in Bhagavad Saptas, they have the package, the full package. If that is done, so there was everybody share. So now the Bhagavad Kathakar, if there's a package, if there's a professional comes into picture, what will happen? He will speak what is pleasing to the audience, not what is really required to audience. Correct? Everybody agrees to this? And what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada says in all temples, Prabhupada principally, you just sincerely do sadhana, just sincerely follow the process of devotional service. Krishna will take care. That's faith Prabhupada installed. And all our centers, they are centric to Krishna. That's the beauty. If you see Prabhupada mission, outside people they just know Krishna, they don't know Prabhupada. When they come to temple, they know, oh, there's a Prabhupada who made it. Beside Prabhupada who are not authentic, you see the Babas become big, the Lord becomes small. Correct? This Baba has become big because he wanted to become big. Yes? He wanted everybody should respect me. So that's a difference. That's the difference. Prabhupada has done something which nobody in the history has done. If you see a whole history of humanity, what Prabhupada has done, it's very, we know Swami Vivekananda, he just went and he just gave one speech and we still read that. But how many people heart was changed? Let's check out history. How many people's heart had changed? And here Prabhupada, he went and he changed millions of people's heart. Those who are hardcore meat eaters, drunkards, they have given up and they have become pure Vaishnavas. That's what Prabhupada said, they were a white elephant. That's the beauty, that's the beauty of process. Because Prabhupada is following the parampara. So hearing is not only important the way you like, or hearing from a proper source is very, very important. The person who is speaking, he does not want to satisfy his own ego and say, let me show how can I entertain people for 1 hour. That is not a purpose. People say this. My father is from Varkari Sampradaya. Not to blame, but that's what the mood is. They said, okay, let's see now in 2 hours, how do I entertain people? That is not a mood. Prabhupada wants us, we are just there to repeat the words of our Guru. Prabhupada say, I am just repeating the word of my Guru. I don't have any qualification. When Prabhupada got 2 heart attack, what is the mood of Prabhupada? Prabhupada says, Lord, I am just a puppet. I don't know what to be done. I don't know when Prabhupada landed, he did not know where to go, right or left. So he just went to a garden and started chanting. He said, Lord, I don't know what I am going to do. I am a puppet. You just make me dance. The full surrender. You can see the puppet has no independence. It's just a master featuring, which is the right hand. So he will raise the right hand. That's the puppeteer. So we are very, very fortunate. We have devotees who are trying to follow the parampara. And when we follow, it is very difficult. Everybody should agree. It's very difficult to preach to people. You can't make them devotees. It is the Lord who empowers your words through parampara, where it can hit the heart, and then that person will take to Krishna. So this is the mood Prabhupada has given, and all this coming from the parampara. So when you follow that particular mood, not trying to get any adoration, any respect, anything, the whole mood is, Prabhupada says, I am just, you all guys, like disciple would glorify Prabhupada. Prabhupada, you are the most fantastic person. But Prabhupada say, no, you are the one. My Gurudev has sent all of you to help me so that we can take this mission. And that's the mood. You see what's the mood Prabhupada has given? Prabhupada has given that mood all of us. So that's what the parampara means. We are just trying to. So one definition of preaching, I just heard, very wonderful. You just trying to connect the person to Krishna. You don't try to come between. You don't consider I am a via media through which I am connecting this person to Krishna. No. You are directly connecting to Krishna and you are very happy being a very humble servant or a very humble instrument without keeping yourself. So let Krishna help him to revive the original love, the original relationship a person has with Lord. And Srimad Bhagavatam is one. Prabhupada says it's Krishna himself. When you read Prabhupada purport, you can see what an amazing purport. Right? So Krishna is talking to you. And then when this mood, one person gets connected, then you get that effect. You can really realize the presence of Lord. So very, very wonderful. It is very, very fortunate. We respect all the Bhagavatkas who come, but we can always look into it. that we always try to. There is a saying, Tukaram Maharaj in Maharashtra, he says, "Sale bole tesa chalte ki banda bhi paule." Means the person who follows what he speaks, we should respect that person. So we are very, very fortunate. We have so many devotees who are following parampara, and they are living Bhagavatam. They are the person who are following. They are the role models who are following the process given as it is. So my counsel is Sept'24 Prabhu. He is very, very sincere doing sadhana. So he said we should make sure that we chant our round between 5:30 to 7:30. That's the Brahma Muhurta time for us. All the temples, that's the time. The basic chanting process. Read Bhagavatam, and Bhagavatam inspires us to chant. So if you just make, you all sincerely chant, but if you can make that sincerity, and believe me, when you have that 16 rounds in the Brahma Muhurta, that one sitting chanting, that will give amazing effect. You can realize, so all devotees can watch for it. When we chant sincerely with one sitting and try to focus, trying to be in the mood of servant, and then you get your taste in chanting, your taste in reading Bhagavatam, your taste in service will become multifold. And you can see the mercy of Prabhupada is flowing. So very, very wonderful. Prabhupada is very, very strict here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you hear from somebody who is not authorized, it is like you are drinking a poison, drinking a milk which is touched by serpent. So we already have a small faith. It's trying to rectify now. So we should be very, very careful, trying to listen from a sincere devotee, and is very sure just by listening and reading, hearing Bhagavatam daily and chanting and following a process, we'll surely be able to get that fruit, we'll be able to release the fruit of Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I think Mataji, we can end it here. Last thing. Sorry, we had 5 minutes late today.
No problem, Prabhu. If you want, we can just read this because you have covered everything.
Yeah, this is, I'll only read this. If somebody can read this last one.
If you allow me.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. One should conclude, therefore, that the serious student of the rasa should receive the message of Bhagavatam in the chain of disciplic succession from Srila Shukadev Goswami, who describes the Bhagavatam from its very beginning and not whimsically to satisfy the mundaner who has very little knowledge in transcendental science. Srimad Bhagavatam is so carefully presented that a sincere and a serious person can at once enjoy the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge simply by drinking the nectarian juice through the mouth of Shukadev Goswami or his bona fide representative. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Maybe we can stop it here, or maybe if there's one question we can take. So
yeah, Prabhu, if you're okay, we can take 1 or 2 questions. If people,
one question.
Dear devotees, if anybody has any doubt or any query,
one question.
Prabhu, you can stop sharing the screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oh, Achinta Gopinath Prabhu is here.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, anybody has any doubt, question, Prabhu can take 2 questions.
And everybody is, yes.
Nobody has any question. That means they were very sincerely hearing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I am grateful to Prabhuji, as because so we are reminded us to how to be in Krishna consciousness. That too, particularly regarding chanting and hearing the Bhagavatam, and then how it is to be implemented in our lives. So that's much. So what we are doing now, yes, I confirm that we were in right track. So definitely we will make sure we will be continuing for still our last breathing. I hope your guidance is most essential for us Prabhuji. I am grateful to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Murti Prabhuji Jai. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's all Prabhupada Prabhuji. It's all Prabhupada mercy. He has given it so nicely. Thank you.
Archana Mataji, you have question?
No, Mataji, it's not a question. The paragraph in which the details about the rasas and how we should have the relationship with God, that was very beautifully explained, and it was also beautifully given in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. That was very touching, Mataji. Actually, everybody will have the propensity to have the relationship with others in our world. In the material world only, we will see boy and girl, we see mother and child, we see all these relationship we have with people in the material world. But it is clearly explained, nobody can have a relationship with an animal, a living entity, an animal, human being and an animal cannot have. Similarly, a human being can have the relationship only with the Lord. That was very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was very nice reading that also, and your explanation also. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada purports are amazing, Mother. Prabhupada has put his heart there. Everything is so clear. So thank you, Achinta Gopinath Prabhu, for giving this opportunity. Wonderful.
Hare Krishna. I know Srimad Prabhuji for a long time, maybe 20 years. It's been 20 years. Prabhuji has not changed. Same jovial mood. And in today's lecture, he was emphasizing so many things. Like, Prabhuji, one thing which I want to ask, we really come across the devotees, not the devotees, I mean the outside speakers who really charge the amount also for Bhagavad Katha and all that. But if we, because I'm here in Raipur, so I usually find, it is there many times they call these speakers and they pay them also. But sometimes when you sit, right, though they are charging, but as you said, they are pleasing the people, they are pleasing the audience.
Correct.
So the same thing applies to everyone. Like even if like you mentioned, if the person is charging for Bhagavad Satta, so he will not be able to touch the heart of the audience. Does it apply for everyone or?
No, it's not. See, there are people who. There are two aspects. One is people charge. Few guys charge because they require that musical guys who can sing with them and support. That is okay. So I'm saying the mood of speaker is to earn money. So there may be few who are sincere, but the problem is there is no follow. Let's say if you say category 70% are just want to make a business out of it. There's no question of they are touching the heart. They just entertain. Now let's say 30% are there who are very sincere and they charge because the team guys, they need a money and they want to impart, but the problem is there is no follow. So you may touch, but there's no follow. There's no follow, like going through sales, you don't impregnate somebody and go away. You have to take care of person throughout the life. Then that seed will grow. So we have seen that is good. But then overall, the whole mood of material world is people just want to earn money. So the sincere guys, they will just charge you for, let's say, maybe a travel they have, and they will accept whatever devotees go. But then somebody I have seen Bhagavad का they say नहीं अभी 5 लाख ही चाहिए उसके will be एक पैसा नहीं दूंगा मैं. So that type of thing is not accepted. So we are fortunate. We have so many devotees. So we can just take care. We should. The Prabhupada has given us so much, and now every nook and corner we have centers. So we can. Yes. So now our devotees should go out and they become Bhagavad. So where we can just try to preach, and we have so much of material, so much of. So I am sure what Prabhupada has given, no Bhagavad Kathakar can give so much of stories and the lessons Prabhupada has given us. Very amazing. Just reading Prabhupada purpose is so amazing. You feel connected. Thank you so much. So please keep your blessings. No, Achinta Gopinath Prabhu is very, very powerful devotee. Listen to so many. Jolly, with a joy he handles people. Thank you so much. I am very grateful to give some chance to serve all of you. And Srimad
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की, गौर प्रेमानंद।
Devotees can stay back just for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, I can leave, Prabhuji? I can take a leave?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Pranams.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu wants to say something. Please hold.
Just two.
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna, 28, 29. Some 28, 29 devotees are there.
No, they were 30.
See, what you have to do?
30. They were 36.
What you have to do, Mataji and Prabhuji, what you have to do, once you attend the lectures, there may be some good points, there may be some feedbacks, there may be some suggestions, there may be some questions. Okay, please put it in the group now or after 1 hour or tomorrow, but before the next session. What will happen? The group will become little vibrant. Otherwise, it is very dull. Okay, it is very dull. So just put it. Now also you can put, or tomorrow also you can put. Today's lecture was very good. This point was very good. Whatever you have learned from the lecture, or whatever you have learned from the purport or translation, please put it over there. Is it okay? Can you do that? 1 line, 2 lines, 3, whatever you know. Huh? Please do that. It will make the group vibrant and probably it will attract more. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
With everybody's permission, I will log out. Thank you.
Mataji, one question.
Yes, Prabhu.
Is there any separate group for night Bhagavatam, or is it the only morning group?
No, this group is for evening, Prabhu.
Because here the thing, whenever I'm entering, only that morning link I'm just pressing and I'm entering.
Prabhu, it is same link. Not to worry. Same link.
But suppose something has to write, which group I have to write? Today.
This is Srimad Bhagavatam evening group.
Because whether I am there in Srimad Bhagavatam evening group, I am not sure.
Okay, no problem, Prabhu. What you do, you just send me Hare Krishna, I will send you the link again.
Can I send in now, Mother?
Yeah. Now itself you send me.
You would have thought net login. Only there starting first can.
We can start this.